Colorado High School Activities Association baseball is on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com this afternoon from Frederick High School. It is a Tri-Valley League clash as the visiting Fort Morgan Mustangs take on the Frederick Warriors. I'm John Beltran, and both teams here are looking for their first league wins of the year. Both are 0-3 in the league. The Mustangs are 3-5 overall, and Frederick is 1-5. The Mustangs have been successful recently against Frederick, namely last season. And here is the lineup that Fort Morgan will be sending out against right-hander Tyler Segura. No real changes in this particular lineup. Batting first is the center fielder J.P. Hamer. The second hitter is the pitcher Jacob Ortega. Batting third is Isaac Linker at short. The cleanup hitter is the right fielder Alex Ortega. Austin Apple, the third baseman, is fifth. Nick Norris, the first baseman, bats sixth. Batting seventh is the DH Mateo Salcido. Connor Fajardo is the catcher. He hits eighth. And Dylan Woods in left will be batting ninth. Defensively for Frederick, Riley Dufour is at first. The second baseman is Jonas Sanders. Over at third is Cole Hoffman. The shortstop is Ryan Baca. Around the outfield and left is Brandon Hornby. The center fielder Trevor Hazlitt. Nick Formby in right. Behind the plate is Braden Weingart. And the aforementioned Tyler Segura is on the mound. Blaine Shirley, the head coach of the Frederick Warriors, and Josh Langford, of course, the longtime head coach of the Mustangs. The Mustangs dressed in their road maroon jerseys with the gray pants, and Frederick in their home whites. And it is an all-white uniform. And stepping in will be J.P. Hamer, the senior center fielder. Hamer is hitting .261. Opening pitch brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. Things happen in life. Make sure you're prepared with the right insurance coverage. Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance in Brush and Fort Morgan. So the right-handed hitting Hamer steps into the batter's box. First pitch will be at approximately 3:55. And here is the right-hander Segura's pitch, and the breaking ball bounces in. Gorgeous field here in Frederick. It looks like 385 in the left center field gap. 340 down the lines, the pitch. And that is a strike. Took something off it on the inner half. At the knees, and the count is level at 1-1 Here to J.P. Hamer to lead off the game for the Mustangs. Wind and offering. Swing and a miss. Pulled the string on the changeup, and J.P. way out in front. Count is at 1-2. And the right-hander fires, and the breaking ball's in the dirt. Ball 2, strike 2. Hamer, Ortega, and Linker, and hopefully a lot more here in the top of the first inning. On the edge of the grass is Cole Hoffman, but they're not going to bunt here. 2-2. And that is taken, called strike 3 on the outer half, belt high, and there's one down. Hamer strikes out looking, which is a rarity. And here's Jacob Ortega. Ortega steps in, hitting .333. Second on the team with 7 runs batted in. Yeah, that was a stunner. I'm not sure if JP thought it was a strike. It was right around the zone. The offering swung on and driven deep into left center field. That one is towards the fence, and that one is off the bottom of the fence. Around first is Ortega. He's into second with a one-out double. And that ball was scorched into the left center field gap. That'll send up Isaac Linker, the senior shortstop today, batting .385. He leads the team with 9 runs batted in. And that's Coach Langford's philosophy. You see that first pitch that you like, go after it, and that's what Ortega did there. Pitch to Isaac. Swung on. That ball is hit right side. There should be a play in right field in the air, and the ball is caught out there by Formby. Tagging up and going to third is Ortega. And there's 2 down here in the top of the first inning. Hit well and the other way, but too much elevation for the ball to land. Alex Ortega will now bat for Fort Morgan, hitting .292. 2 down and a man at third here in the top of the first inning. The stretch by Segura, the pitch. Swung on, grounded, foul, way out in front of that changeup on the left side. No balls and 1 strike. We are just shy of the top of the hour. This is Fort Morgan Mustang Baseball in Morgan County's B106, KPRB, Brush, Fort Morgan. I'm John Beltran. And the 0-1 pitch. And the breaking ball swung on and missed. Oh, boy, he did not see that out of the hand. It was in the dirt. An awful-looking swing by Alex. He reached out, and it wasn't even close to the bat. It's 0-2. Out of the stretch with Jacob Ortega third. No balls and 2 strikes to the senior outfielder. The stretch by the right-hander Segura and the offering. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball down and away. And a 3-pitch strikeout there for Tyler Segura. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. A man left at third. Let's head to the bottom of the first inning. The Mustangs do not score, and Frederick is coming to bat on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. John Beltran back in Frederick. Here's the starting lineup for the hometown Warriors. Batting first is the center fielder Trevor Hazlitt. The second hitter in this Frederick lineup is third baseman Cole Hoffman. Brandon Hornby, the left fielder, hits third. First baseman Riley Dufour is the cleanup hitter. Braden Weingart, the catcher, hits fifth. Tyler Segura on the mound hits sixth. Nick Formby, the right fielder, bats seventh. The second baseman Jonas Sanders hits eighth. And Ryan Baca, the shortstop, bats ninth. The Mustangs defensively have Nick Norris at first, Nick Beltran at second. The third baseman is Austin Apple. Over at short is Isaac Linker. Around the outfield, Dylan Woods in left. The center fielder is J.P. Hamer. In right field, Alex Ortega. Behind the plate, Connor Fajardo. And making his third start of the season is right-hander Jacob Ortega. Got the win against Sterling last Friday. And that fastball is a strike down the middle at the knees. It's 0-1 to the left-handed hitting Trevor Hazlitt. And the offering. Swung on and lifted foul and out of play down the left side. Count moves to 0-2. Hazlitt is batting .400. He is the number 2 hitter in terms of average in this Frederick lineup. And the pitch. And that is down and in with a breaking ball. Just missed. A little bit below the knees. Count is sitting at 1-2 strikes to the left-handed hitting Hazlitt. Here's the wind and offering, and that's low with a fastball. Ball 2, strike 2. Mustangs had a man at third in the top of the first and did not score. And the offering up and away. Went with another fastball. 3-2 to Trevor Hazlitt. Laying down the sign is Fajardo and the offering. And that's low. Boy, he was close with the 0-2 pitch, but the other 3 really did miss quite a bit. And it's a walk here to begin the bottom of the first inning. And here is Cole Hoffman. Hoffman just hitting .222. The right-handed hitting third baseman for Frederick. Boy, he can't stand more than probably 5'6". The pitch. That's a strike with a fastball in the inner half. Thigh high, it's 0-1. We're in the bottom of the first inning. No score. 2-step lead at first, throw to first, and fairly close play. Nice swipe tag there by Norris, but back in diving is Hazlitt. You can follow us pitch by pitch at iScore Central. The iScore Central app, squaring to bunt, fouls it to the screen. No balls and 2 strikes. It's all free. iScore Central app. Just type in Fort Morgan in the search column. You'll find them right there. It'll pull up this particular game. You can do it for every one of the games. Even recent games are still up there. You can replay the game pitch by pitch. No balls and 2 strikes. Long pause, the pitch runner going, swung on and lifted into right center field. To his right is Ortega. He's going to match Hazlitt back to first. And there's one down. The hit and run not executed the way Frederick wanted to, but the way the Mustangs did want. And there's one down here at the bottom of the first inning. And the hitter will be Brandon Hornby, another right-handed hitter for the Warriors. Austin Apple, the third baseman, playing a step in the dirt, I should say. Now on the edge of the grass. And the offering. Breaking ball is a strike. Down the middle right there for Jacob Ortega. It's 0-1. Mustangs at double play depth with one out in the bottom of the first inning. No score. In Frederick. Throw back to first. Not as close a play. Good move there by Ortega. Mustangs and Warriors play tomorrow in Fort Morgan. We'll have that game on B106 and B106.com. At the belt is Jacob. Long pause again. The offering. Swung on. That ball is grounded off the pitcher, and that's going to be a base hit. Got Ortega somewhere. Well, that ball was hit sharply, and I'm not sure where it got Jacob, but it went off of him, deflected towards second, but no play. As Jacob picked up the ball, it's a base hit. And the first of the game for Frederick. If he fields that cleanly, it's an easy double play. Well, unless that ball hit the mound, but it was hit so quickly out there. Here's the left-handed hitting righty Dufour. You're going to ground level when the ball is hit. It's not that easy to spot. That's why baseball is not televised at the ground level. The pitch. That's a fastball for a strike at the knees on the outer half. It's 0-1 to Riley Dufour. The Mustangs had a threat in the first inning, did not score, and Frederick now trying to score the first run of the game. The pitch. Breaking ball down and away. Count levels at 1-1. Dufour is the leading hitter on this team. 444. Has only had 9 at-bats, though. Runners off of second and first. Hazlitt and Hornby. And the throw to second, but that's nothing doing there. That's a wasted throw. Hazlitt's right on top of the bag. 1 ball and 1 strike to the number 4 hitter in the Frederick lineup. And the pitch. Low. Took something off at ball 2, strike 1. 2-1 to Dufour. And the pitch. Swung on and chopped over the mound. The shortstop Linker is going to step on the bag. Throw it up first. It's a 6-3 double play. And that's the way the inning ends. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. And a man left. Let's head to the second. No score in Frederick between the Mustangs and Warriors on B106 and B106.com. Let's head to the second inning in Frederick. The Mustangs and Warriors scoreless. Austin Apple will lead off for Fort Morgan, followed by Nick Norris. It'll be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters here for the Mustangs. Mateo Salcido will also hit in this frame. The 6-3 double play into the bottom of the first, and that threat for the Warriors. And right-hander Tyler Segura begins his second inning of work. Righty against righty. Apple is hitting .261. And the pitch. And the breaking ball's in the dirt. Mustangs really need these 2 wins here to get back into the heart of the Tri-Valley race. They are 0-3, as is Frederick. Both teams need the wins. Apple right in front of the batter's box, really. Squares to bunt and fouls it up the third base side. Count is at 1-1. That front foot is at the top of the batter's box, probably trying to anticipate a breaking ball. 1-1 here to Austin Apple. We have the alliterative players, Austin Apple, Nick Norris, to lead off the inning. Here's the wind by the right-hander Segura, and the pitch. And the bender skips to the screen. 2-1. That's what the Mustangs have to do, just read it quickly. He snaps that wrist fairly early. And if you read it right out of the hand, you're not going to swing at it. 2-1 pitch. Swung on. That ball's grounded sharply to third. Hoffman's got it. He fires to first for the out. He was playing one step in on the grass, and he retires. Austin Apple, one third baseman, throws out the other. And here's Nick Norris. Norris batting .308, is driven in 4. And he's really been picking up his bat. A home run against University, had a base hit driving in a run against the Roosevelt Rough Riders in a 7-3 loss. Nearly hit a 3-run homer. And the pitch, and that is up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Went with a fastball there. Both teams have 1 hit. Jacob Ortega's got a double for Fort Morgan. And the pitch, up and in. 2 balls and no strikes. Very pleasant day. Temperature in the 60s. No wind to speak of. Very little. Hitters count now for Norris. And the 2-0. Breaking ball swung on and lifted for a base hit. Boy, again, I lost track of that one, but it's into center field. Nick Norris straight away gets the base hit. Second hit for the Mustangs. And again, Nick Norris continues his hot hitting. Just put it in the perfect spot in front of the center fielder, Trevor Hazlitt. And there's Mateo Salcido. Mateo's had 10 at-bats looking for his first base hit of the season. Has had some solid contact. Took one to the warning track against La Junta in a victory, but it was caught. Throw back to first, back in diving as Norris, as the tag was applied over there by the first baseman Dufour. All right, Segura looking in. Gets a sign from Weingart. And the pitch upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Again, we'll have another 4 o'clock first pitch tomorrow. The Mustangs will have the weekend off and then back at it next week. They've got Holy Family coming up. The pitch swung on and line towards right center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. He stuck the bat out there on the outer portion of the plate. And Mateo Salcido has his first hit of 2019. Back-to-back hits for the Mustangs. They've got 3 in the game. Here comes Connor Fajardo, hitting .200 and looking to drive in the game's first run in the top of the second. There is 1 out, so it's not an automatic bunt situation here.
Hey, line drive. Keep your head down. Keep it on the ball.
Runners take their leads, the stretch and the offering. Fajardo takes a breaking ball. The dirt skips away, but up the first base side. Not far enough for an advance by either runner. 1 ball and no strikes to the senior catcher. Singles by Norris and Salcido have the Mustangs in a situation to score here in the second. The pitch swung on and grounded to third. Hoffman stabs it to his left, throws to second for 1, back to first, and that skips by the first baseman. Here comes Norris to the plate, and now to second is Fajardo the throw, and that skips behind the second baseman and backed up by the shortstop Baca on the air. The Mustangs lead 1-0. And the error is going to be credited to Jonas Sanders. Fielder's choice 5-3. 5-4, check that. But again, scoring on the air is Nick Norris. And that sends up Dylan Woods.
Hey, just like BP, Dylan, in the gap somewhere.
Woods hitting .083. He's got a good swing there. Javi Baquera will be the courtesy runner at second for Fort Morgan. Now we know he's got major wheels. And again, we saw on Tuesday when the Mustangs committed a couple of errors against Roosevelt, that really hurt them in a 7-3 loss. And here Frederick has the game's first miscue, and Fort Morgan was able to score on that actual play. The pitch to Woods, and he takes it for a strike with a fastball in the inner half. It's 0-1. Off of second is Javi Baquera. Stretched by Segura. And the pitch swung on and lifted foul down the left side. Giving chase is Hoffman. It's out of play.
Sit on that curveball, drive it. Do something.
No balls and 2 strikes. Fort Morgan looking to double the lead right now. They've already got 1 across here in the second. And the pitch, and the breaking ball is in the dirt, gets away. Baquera heads to third. He's in there, no throw. Off the wild pitch. That's what happens when you have speed on the bases and you anticipate very well, as Javi did there. However, it's still a pitcher's count at 1-2
Hey, he's there for you, Dill.
to Dylan Woods. The pitch upstairs. Count goes to 2-2. Baqueta 90 feet away. And Segura delivers. Swing and a miss. He got him with a fastball down and away, and the Mustangs are done here in the top of the second inning, but they score a run on 2 hits, 1 error, and for the second straight inning, a man left at third. 1 inning and 1/2 is in the books. The score, Fort Morgan 1, Frederick nothing on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. Let's head to the bottom of the second inning. Fort Morgan leads Frederick 1-0 on a throwing error by Jonas Sanders. And now stepping in for Frederick, the number 5 hitter, the catcher Braden Weingart, right-handed hitter, against Jacob Ortega. The pitch. The bender's fouled straight back. No balls and 1 strike. Mustangs have 3 hits in the game. Frederick with 1. Followed by Tyler Segura and Nick Formby. And the offering. Fastball is lifted into foul territory on the right side. Norris giving chase, and he reaches out near the dugout, but it's off his glove, I believe, or out of play. Either way, it's going to be strike 2. That ball just twisted towards the dugout, but again, no balls and 2 strikes. Here to the leadoff hitter in the bottom of the second inning, Braden Weingart for Frederick. Yeah, no Major League Baseball in our sister station today, 1010 KSIR. The Rockies play tomorrow against the Dodgers. Rockies on deck at 1:30 tomorrow. First pitch at 2:10 in the home opener. The wind and the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled to the screen on a breaking ball. Weingart just reached out and got a piece of it. Count remains at 0-2. Normally that breaking ball is a setup for the fastball. Let's see what Jacob throws. The pitch. Fastball grounded left side. The shortstop Linker charges, and it's off his glove. And that'll be an error on the shortstop Linker. Hit off, looked like maybe the bottom of his glove. I'm not sure. But on an 0-2 pitch, Braden Weingart is on base. There'll be a courtesy runner for Frederick. And that'll be Braden Behringer. So Behringer at first off the Mustang error. Both teams have committed an error. Let's see if Jacob is eventually bailed out here. Well, not him, but if Isaac's bailed out. All right, so here's the pitcher, Tyler Segura. Mustangs at double play depth. Isaac was able to turn one by himself in the first inning. The pitch, and that's a strike with a fastball belt high. Down the middle, it's 0-1. Yeah, anytime you charge a baseball, you can't put that glove too far behind you. Sometimes you lose eye contact, and it might take a tricky hop. Boy, it looks like he's going. Throw back to first, fairly close. But back in is Behringer. He looked like he was leaning. And Jacob Ortega kept him honest. 1-0 Fort Morgan, bottom of the second inning in Frederick. 1 out, nobody on. 1 on, nobody out. The pitch, and that's low. And the count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. Nick Formby waits to hit next. A 2-step lead over at first for Behringer. The offering, swung on and foul, tipped off the glove of Fajardo. 1-2. So far, when you look at the pitchers in this game, Tyler Segura already has 3 strikeouts. Jacob looking for his first K. Throw back to first. Behringer back in, diving again. Again, the count sitting at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ortega gets the sign. Short lead. Again, throw back to first. Not that big of a lead, but again, it's got those baby steps, and it looks like he's about to take off at some point, and Fort Morgan wants to keep Behringer at first. Pitch to Segura. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Throw back to first. Runner between first and second to throw. It's going to be caught by Linker. He's going to chase down the runner. It's going to be a double play. Picked off there is going to be Braden Behringer, the strikeout by Ortega. And then that'll go 2 to 3 to 6. And there's 2 down. First strikeout by Jacob. Linker ran him all the way back to first base, which is the fundamental play. And Nick Formby, third consecutive right-handed hitter in this inning, steps in for Frederick. And Ortega comes home. Fastball is lifted foul and out of play off to the right. Jammed him with that baby. 0-1. That was pitch number 24 for Jacob. Hopefully keep that pitch count low and rest that arm for his next start. And the offering. Way outside with a fastball. Count levels at 1-1. To the batter here, Formby. The breaking ball's down and away. In fact, it's in the dirt. 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes. 2-1, that is. Swung on, lined, and a lead by the second baseman, Beltran. It's a hit. Now throwing to first is Ortega, and that's going to be late. Boy, he was playing shallow. It was nearly caught by the second baseman, and then Ortega came up quickly, and it was only beat out by maybe a step there by Formby. It's a base hit. Second hit there for Frederick. But that was nearly a brilliant play by either the second baseman or the right fielder. Here's the number 9 hitter, Jonas Sanders, with 2 down and a man on. From the left side, the pitch swung on and fouled at the plate. No balls and 1 strike. Sanders, the 9 hitter, is looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 11. A good-looking swing just based on that first pitch. And we saw Mateo Salcido get his first hit for the Mustangs earlier in this frame. The offering. Swung on and chopped right back to the pitcher, Ortega. Tosses to first. And that will do it for Frederick. Here in the bottom of the second inning, they pick up a hit. The Mustangs commit an error, and there was 1 man left. 2 complete in Frederick. The Mustangs 1, the Frederick Warriors nothing on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. And the first pitch of the third to J.P. Hamer, swung on and fouled into the Frederick dugout. My gosh, how did he pull that pitch that badly? I mean, he's a right-handed hitter and pulling it into the dugout on the front side. It's 0-1. Mustangs lead the Frederick Warriors 1-0. Here's the wind and the pitch, and the breaking ball bounces in. That first Mustang run brought to you by Cargill Meat Solutions. They work with the community to make sure there are jobs for the members of the communities they're in. Cargill Meat Solutions. 1-1 pitch. Swung on, chop foul up the third base side. Again, JP way out in front of the off-speed pitch. It is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mustangs scored their run in the second inning against this right-hander, Tider Segura. And the pitch swung on, grounded foul. Again, that was a breaking ball way down in the zone. JP is so far out in front, but he stays alive in the count. Hamer had that big home run against Vista Peak. A 3-2 victory for Fort Morgan's first win of the season back in mid-March. Down to the count at 1-2. And the offering. And that is a called strike 3 on a sidearmer on the inside corner. That's the second straight time that Hamer struck out looking, and there's 1 down. That'll bring up Jacob Ortega, who doubled and was stranded at third in the opening frame. Yeah, very, very uncharacteristic of Hamer. Not only to strike out, but to do it twice looking. The pitch. Curveball is a strike on the inner half just above the knees. No balls and 1 strike. Ortega took a first pitch fastball and drilled it into the left center field gap. He calls time, trying to throw Segura off his rhythm. Western Engineering Consultants. Engineering and consulting services for all of your projects. Swung on, grounded left side. The shortstop with a dive. It's a base hit. Into left field. Ortega's now 2 for 2. A diving attempt out there by Baca, but no chance. And the Mustangs have their 4th hit. Strong commitment to their clients' needs sets them apart. Western Engineering Consultants wanted to finish that off. A fine sponsor of Morgan County Athletics. Here's Isaac Linker. Linker line to right his first time up. The pitch. Fastball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Linker officially 0 for 1. And the pitch swung on and lifted into left field. That's got some carry way back to the track. And Hornby's going to watch that ball sail over the fence for a 2-run blast. A gargantuan shot over the left field fence by Isaac Linker, his first round tripper of the year. And the Mustangs lead 3-0 in the 3rd. That turned into a no-doubter with the way Hornby turned around and watched that baseball. That'll bring up Alex Ortega, who struck out his first time up. Mustangs don't have too many home runs this year, but, well, let's see. Hamer does have a couple. Norris with 1, Ortega with 1. That's their 5th home run. Yeah, Hamer had an inside the Parker. Up and in. I forgot about that one. 1 ball and no strikes to Ortega.
Hit the ball.
So the Mustangs have scored in the last 2 innings. The pitch, and that's low, 2-0. Isaac Linker got a pitch up in the zone and was able to drill it for a 2-run blast. And now the 2-0. Up and in. Nearly clipped them. 3 balls and no strikes. To the senior right fielder for Fort Morgan. 3-0 Mustangs in the 3rd on the visiting side. The pitch. And that is a strike at the knees. Boy, got the bottom of the zone. Ball 3, strike 1. Austin Apple waits to hit next. 3-1 offering. Swung on grounded foul up the third base side. Again, the Mustangs way out in front of these pitches. 3-2. Yeah, Segura does have 4 strikeouts to his credit. And that ball hit Ortega on the 3-2. Alex could not get out of the way. First hit batsman by either side. And now 1 on and 1 out for Apple, who had a sharp grounder to the third baseman, Hoffman. Again, the Mustangs and Warriors play tomorrow as well in Fort Morgan at 4 o'clock on B106, as well as B106.com. We'll have that game for you right here. And here we go with Apple. So the last 3 Mustangs have reached, and 2 of them have scored. Throw to first, back in diving is Ortega. Austin Apple awaiting the first pitch for the right-hander Tyler Segura. Here it is. Swung on again. Job foul, third base side. Wow, this early in the game, I haven't seen this many foul balls hit by one team in the same area. All left side, all very early. If they sit back like Isaac did, it could result in another big hit. No balls and 1 strike. The pitch. Breaking ball swung on, chopped slowly to short. Baca charges, flips to second for 1. No throw to first. And there's 2 down. And yeah, they're not going to keep him at the bag. Staying there for a second was Alex Ortega, but he was clearly out. And here is Nick Norris. Norris had a base hit to center. Hitting well over 300 now after that base hit in the second. He scored the game's first run on a throwing error by the second baseman Sanders. The offering. Breaking ball, a strike at the knees. No balls and 1 strike. 3-0 Fort Morgan, top of the 3rd in Frederick. Gorgeous day. The sun's been out the entire game. And the pitch. Low and away with a heater. 1-1.
They said they can.
Apple with a 2-step lead. And the offering, runner goes, breaking ball in the dirt. That's a great pitch to steal on. Norris doesn't swing, and Apple swipes the bag without a throw. It is 2-1. Boy, the natural progression of runs. Nothing in the first for Fort Morgan. 1 in the second, 2 in the third. Let's stop that progression and score some more runs here. The pitch in the dirt with a fastball. 3-1. Salcedo waits to hit next. 1 pitch away if Segura loses Norris. 3-1 pitch. That is in the dirt as well. It's a walk.
All right, vámonos, Mateo.
Salcedo had a base hit to right field on a pitch that was down and away, but just stuck the bat out, and he's a strong kid. Had enough to muscle it out there. 2 on, 2 out, 2 in. Segura stretches. Big lead at second by Apple. The pitch. And the breaking ball's a beauty on the inner half for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. And the pitch swung on and lifted in the infield on the right side. The second baseman, Sanders, to his left, makes the one-handed grab. And that retires the Mustangs in the top of the third inning. However, Fort Morgan gets a 2-run homer from Isaac Linker, 1 of 2 hits. They strand 2 as we head to the bottom of the third. The score, Fort Morgan 3, Frederick nothing on B106 and B106.com. We move to the bottom of the third in Frederick. Fort Morgan leads Frederick 3-0. And for the Warriors, 9-1-2. Ryan Baca, Trevor Hazlitt, and Cole Hoffman against right-hander Jacob Ortega, who's allowed 2 base hits. Here's the wind and the pitch. Low. 1 ball and no strikes. Ortega walked the opening hitter. The bottom of the first has settled in since then. Swung on and chopped down to third base. No, it's fielded by Fajardo. Picks it up, throws to first late. Boy, that ball didn't have much on it. Fajardo had to go off his glove and then dropped it. Yeah, we're going to score that an error. He fields that cleanly right out in front of the plate. I thought that ball had some roll to it, but it didn't. If Connor fields that cleanly, then Baca's out by a mile. Second error by the Mustangs. Here's Ryan Baca to check that. Trevor Hazlitt on the left side walked his first time up. 1-step lead at first to the pitch. Swung on, hit slowly foul up the first base side. Yeah, Baca just hit it off the very end of the bat. Saw Apple charging, and yet Fajardo with a very athletic play getting out from his crouch, but then couldn't secure the baseball. Once he did, he threw to first late. The stretch and the offering and the curveball is a strike on the outside corner. Belt high. It's 0-2. Excellent off-speed pitch thrown by Jacob Ortega. No balls and 2 strikes. Very short lead by Baca. The pitch up and away with a fastball. 1-2. A lot of balls in this game hit to Linker so far. He's turned a double play. Throw back to first, back and diving is Baca. Nick Norris scored on an error and then a 2-run homer by Isaac Linker earlier in this frame. The 1-2 pitch from Ortega. And that is taken up and away. Just a little bit high. Ball 2, strike 2. Fill up your cooler, gas up your car. Stubbs Gas and Oil, easy and convenient. Make them the only stop you need on your way to the big game. Stubbs Gas and Oil. 2-2 pitch in the dirt with a breaking ball, blocked by Fajardo. Now it's a full count. Pitch number 36 by Ortega. The stretch, 1-step lead at first. The offering. swung on. That ball is lifted into right field, and right there's Alex Ortega to make the catch for the out. Back to first is Baca. Ball was hit fairly sharply, but Alex was right there for the out. One down for Cole Hoffman. Hoffman popped to right his first time up. Right-handed hitter for Frederick. They've got two lefties in this lineup. The Mustangs have all righties. Again, a very short lead at first, maybe a step and a half now. The offering runner going, squares to bunt, misses it, throw to second, the tag by Beltran, safe! Stolen base there by Baca. And there's one strike on Hoffman. A bang-bang play at second, but it was a steal. Now a runner in scoring position for Frederick, down 3-0 in the third. Jacob Ortega gets the sign from Fajardo. And the pitch. Breaking ball is low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Frederick has had base runners in all 3 innings, but again, the Mustangs have stranded them there. And the 1-1. Curveball is a little bit high. That might be a strike to any other hitter, but this is the shortest hitter in the lineup in Hoffman. 2 balls and 1 strike. On deck is Brandon Hornby. Pitch is swung on and popped foul. Out of play off to the right. Count levels at 2-2. If the Mustangs win, either team with a victory would prevent their 6th loss of the season. Fort Morgan at 3-5, Frederick at 1-5. And the 2-2. Just outside with a fastball. It's a full count, second straight hitter. He's gone to a full count too. Ortega's got to come in with 1 now. And the 3-2 to Hoffman. Swung on and chopped to third. Apple comes in and looks at third, throws to first. A little bit offline, but Norris applies the tag. And I don't know why he looked at third. You just got to go to first there. That was chopped on the infield. And, yeah, just make the play, make the out with a 3-run lead. And I think that's what distracted Apple from making a good throw. But Norris is able to bail him out. So 2 down. Man at third now for Brandon Hornby. He struck a single his first time up. Frederick has 2 hits in the game. And the pitch. Breaking ball is just outside. Nicely framed there by Fajardo, but it is 1 ball and no strikes. Out of the windup with a man at third and 2 down in the bottom of the third. The pitch inside with a fastball. 2-0 to Hornby. Ortega wants a new baseball. When it comes to experience, Buildings by Design is the best in the business. Quality, commitment, and experience makes Buildings by Design the only choice when it comes to your next project. Buildings by Design. 2-0. Curveball is popped foul, out of play off to the right. Nice pitch selection there. 2-1. Frederick looking for their first run. The Mustangs looking to deny them for a 3rd straight inning. And Ortega fires. Fastball is grounded to third. Coming in is Apple. Throws on the run for the out. Austin Apple makes the play, and kept off the scoreboard again are the Frederick Warriors. No runs, no hits, a Mustang error, and 1 man left at third. 3 complete in Frederick. It's Fort Morgan 3, Frederick nothing. This is Mustang Baseball on B106 and B106.com. Back for the top of the 4th inning. I'm John Beltran in Frederick. Fort Morgan leads Frederick 3-0. 8-9-1 for the Mustangs. Connor Fajardo, Dylan Woods, and J.P. Hamer. Fajardo, his first time up, hit into a fielder's choice. He pops it foul down to third base side. Hoffman's got a play, and he makes it behind the third base coaching box. 1 pitch, 1 out in the 4th inning. Again, Fort Morgan just getting way out in front of some of these pitches. And that was several feet into foul territory. They just got to wait on the off-speed pitches. Dylan Wood struck out swinging his first time up. The wind and the offering. And the breaking ball is a strike. Right there at the knees on the inner half, it's 0-1. 4 strikeouts, 1 walk, and 1 hit batter so far for Tyler Segura. And the pitch. And that one went behind him. Threw a side armor there. That was kind of like the same delivery that he threw on a 3-2 to Hamer. Or a 2-2. 1 ball and 1 strike. Woods ready. And the pitch. Low with a fastball. Ball 2, strike 1 again. Even the fastball, it looks like a fastball, but it's got a lot of off-speed action to it. Mustangs have had very little to the right side. Everything's been middle left. The pitch. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball in the dirt. Badly fooled with Woods. And it's 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes to the Mustang left fielder. Got that wide stance. Keeps him very balanced. The pitch. Swung on, grounded foul again up the third base side. Solid swing. But out in front, only foul by about 5 feet. But again, it's the old adage. Straighten it out and you got a base hit. Or at least a hard grounder at somebody. 2-2 with 1 out and the base is empty. 3-0 Fort Morgan in the 4th. The pitch. Swung on and fouled straight back. Count stays at 2-2. Here's the wind by Segura, the offering. Curveball is fouled back and off to the right. Again, a slow curve. And Dillon did a nice job of keeping those hands back. And he remains alive in the count at 2-2. A run in the second for Fort Morgan, 2 in the third on a 2-run homer by Isaac Linker. Wind and pitch. Called. Strike 3 right there. On the inner half with a fastball at the knee. Strikeout number 5 and 2 down in this 4th inning.
All right, JP, come on, bud. Come on, JP.
JP Hamer has struck out twice looking, so you know he's going to come up here swinging early. Again, he's got to keep the hands back. He's been way out in front when he has made contact. The pitch. Breaking ball again, fouled down the third base side. No balls and 1 strike. Just hit the ball hard, but he's so far out in front that he's going to put himself in another hole here. Wait just a little bit. He does have home run power. And the 0-1. That's taken way outside with a fastball. Yeah, you don't want to throw JP a fastball anywhere down the middle. He's going to hammer it. He can hammer the curveball as well. And the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and driven deep into left field. And that is way off the bottom of the fence. Are you kidding? That stayed in. Hamer around second. Headed for throw, the slide to tag. And he's going to be safe. I cannot believe that didn't leave the yard. Oh, man, that must have had massive topspin. It's a triple for J.P. Hamer. Massive topspin because that ball had home run distance, at least from the time he hit it, but it did not leave the yard. But it's a 2-out triple. Yeah, the left fielder, Hornby, couldn't even find the ball. He thought it was gone. But that was right off the bottom of the fence. Here's Jacob Ortega's 2 for 2. Well, that's why you got to wait for the home run call, John. I was a little bit premature. Didn't call it a homer, but I thought it was pretty much off the bat. And the breaking ball is upstairs. That thing was tagged. That was hit harder than Linker's home run, but Linker had more trajectory and no topspin. That had massive topspin. Swung on and chopped foul over the third base dugout by Jacob Ortega. Double and a single. Yeah, again, it's 340 down the line. If that's hit maybe in Fort Morgan, it could be gone, even with the topspin. And the pitch. Breaking ball is lifted on the right side into foul territory. The first baseman, righty Dufour, makes the catch. That was a pitcher's pitch that Ortega went for. And that ends the inning. No runs on 1 base hit, no errors, and a man left at third. That's the one bugaboo for the Mustangs. They've stranded 5 through 4, 3.5 complete. It's Fort Morgan 3, Frederick nothing. This is B106 and B106.com. The Mustangs defensively are looking for their first 1, 2, 3 inning. They head to the bottom of the 4th. They lead Frederick in Frederick 3-0. Nick Norris scored on a second inning error after his base hit. And then Isaac Linker with a 2-run homer. 4, 5, and 6. Riley Dufour takes the pitch low and away. Hit into a 6-4 fielder's choice his first time up. Righty against lefty. And the offering. Swung on and grounded up the middle. Second baseman Beltran to his right. Has it. Sidearms to first for the out on the low throw. And there's one down in the bottom of the fourth inning. One down for Braden Weingart. Weingart reached on an error his first time up. 3 runs on 6 hits for the Mustangs. They've committed 2 miscues and 5 left on base. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error for Frederick. They have stranded 3 on the base paths. Jacob Ortega looking for his 3rd win of the year on the hill. The offering. Fastball is popped up into foul territory. Long run for Apple in foul territory. Reaches out and can't make the play. But nice hustle there by Apple. Nearly was able to make an over-the-shoulder catch. But it's no balls and 1 strike. Here to Braden Weingart. Right-handed hitting catcher. Yeah, it's rare that you get out in front of a pitch thrown by Ortega, but that's what happened there. A little bit more altitude on that hit, and maybe Apple has enough steps to catch up to it. And the 0-1. Swung on, that is popped up into shallow left field. The shortstop Linker is out, and who's going to make the catch? Linker makes the catch in shallow left field. In front of the left fielder Woods. There's 2 down. Nice play by the senior shortstop. 2 down here for Tyler Segura. Segura struck out swinging. Jacob has been in control in this game. Wind and pitch, and the breaking ball's down and away. Ortega's thrown 52 pitches unofficially, 32 for strikes. 1 strikeout, 1 walk. And the pitch swung on and grounded left side. Apple to his left has got it. He slings it high to first, and Norris applies the tag. Up the first base side again. Nick Norris bails out an infielder. But it's a 1-2-3 inning for Jacob Ortega. Let's head to the 5th. Fort Morgan 3, Frederick nothing. On B106 and B106.com. We head to the 5th inning in Frederick. The Mustangs lead the Frederick Warriors 3-0. It'll be 3, 4, and 5. Linker, Ortega, and Austin Apple against the right-hander Tyler Segura. Linker is 1 for 2, line to right, and blasted a 2-run homer in the 3rd. Mobile banking on the go makes banking easier for you when you're on the go. Equitable Savings and Loan. Check them out today, Equitable Savings and Loan. The pitch. Ooh, the fastball went behind him. Watch out. Boy, there's not much defense for that. 1 ball and no strikes. Trying to set up Linker and brush him off the plate. The pitch. Up and in. Got to watch out there. Boy, he's thrown 2 pitches near his head. 2-0 there for Segura. Wind and pitch. Swung on and foul. That was upstairs as well. Oh, he's trying to tighten things up, but maybe just, again, trying to brush him off the plate and then keep coming in inside to jam him. 2-1. And the pitch. Breaking ball is lifted into left center field, and tracking it down and making the catch is Trevor Hazlitt for the out. Nice pitch sequence there by Segura. Wanted to set up Linker by pitching inside as much as possible, but decent piece of aluminum that he got on that baseball, but it was elevated. 1 down in the 5th inning for Alex Ortega. Struck out and hit by a pitch. And the offering. Swing and a miss out in front of the changeup. It's 0-1. Took a big hack and way out in front. Ortega officially at 0-1. And the pitch. Breaking ball lined, and that is fair. It hit the chalk, and now it drifts into foul territory. Ortega's around first. He's headed for second, and the throw will not be made in time. It's a 1-out double for Alex Ortega, and the Mustangs have their 7th hit. of this game. Boy, that thing painted the chalk beautifully. Couldn't have placed it any better with his hand. And here's Austin Apple. Apple 0 for 2, grounded out twice. One a fielder's choice, both on the left side. The pitch, and that is upstairs on the off-speed 1-0. Mustangs scored a run in the second, 2 in the third. We're in the fifth, 3-0 Fort Morgan. The pitch, squaring to bunt, and he fouls it back. 1-1. Yeah. If he kept that bat square, he would have laid down a beautiful bunt, but then he kind of pulled it back at the last second, or lifted it a little bit. Or actually dropped the bat, I should say, and it elevated. But he's still there in the batter's box. 1-1. Curveball is swung on and fouled off to the right. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Come on, 2.
Looking for a new baseball now. That gives us the opportunity to tell you that Colorado Plains Medical Center has experienced physicians and a highly trained surgical team trained in the latest surgical procedures. Explore what procedures are possible in your hometown. Colorado Plains Medical Center. 3-0 Fort Morgan in the fifth. Austin Apple's the hitter. 1 ball and 2 strikes with a man at second. Alex Ortega doubled moments ago. And now Segura with a fresh baseball. Off of second is Ortega. Good 4-step lead. The pitch, and that hit him. The breaking ball hit him on the left hip. Second hit batsman issued there by Tyler Segura.
Come on, Nick.
Nick Norris with 1 swing can break it wide open. He now bats for the Mustangs. He can double the lead with a really big swing.
Come on, Nick. Base hit scores him.
First and second with 1 out in the 5th inning. The pitch upstairs with a fastball, and the Mustang dugout getting fired up on the first base side. 1 ball and no strikes. And the offering swung on and fouled right at the plate on the slow breaking ball. Count levels at 1-1. 2 teams with 5 losses. That's why both teams need this game, but the Mustangs right now are in the lead at 3-0. 5th home run of the year hit by a Mustang. That was a 2-run homer by Linker in the 3rd. The pitch in the dirt, and it gets away, and going to third is Ortega. That'll be a wild pitch. It only got a couple of feet away from Weingart, but the Mustangs read it beautifully in 2 in scoring position. As to second base is the trail runner, Apple. Oh, they're going to play the infield back. So a grounder up the middle will score a run. 2 balls and 1 strike to Norris. Segura delivers. Swung on line. That's going to be caught by the second baseman. Throw to third on a hop. And back in is Ortega. That was a soft liner. Not much on it to Jonas Sanders. As Norris got jammed pretty badly there. Tried the inside out swing. Mateo Salcido is singled, and he's popped to second. Mateo's got to stay back. Hit it to the right side twice, but he reached out for the base hit. Didn't have his full weight. The pitch inside with a curveball. 1 ball and no strikes. Big sequence in the game right now with Fort Morgan up by 3. 1-0. Swung on, grounded up the middle. That's going to be a base hit into center field. Ortega scores. Apple around third. Throw to the plate, and he's in there. And the ball gets away, and Salcido to second. It's a 2-run single by the sophomore. Mateo Salcido, his second hit of the game. And the Mustangs lead 5-0.
Here we go, Cotter.
That will also be an error on the throw home because Mateo didn't go to second until the ball got away. Now we'll have some conversation on the hill. And a mark score the air on the center fielder on that short hop throw to home by Hazlitt. For Frederick, that's now their second error. And here's Connor Fajardo. He's 0 for 2. He popped out in Hit into a fielder's choice his first time up. So some breathing room for the Mustangs. Noah Getman, Jr., is the courtesy runner for Fort Morgan at second. Segura steps off, I guess because of the umpire still charting and documenting the pinch running move, the courtesy runner. He's also got a fresh hitter on deck, and Javi Becerra hitting out of the 9-hole. So here is Connor Fajardo. 3-step lead to pitch. Connor takes a fastball low. 1 ball and no strikes. 82 pitches thrown by Segura, with 2 down here in the 5th inning. Fajardo awaits, and that's up and in. Threw him the off speed. 2 balls and no strikes. Fort Morgan pitched well against Roosevelt the other day. They came up with some clutch 2-out hits. It's the Mustangs that have a clutch 2-out here from Salcedo. And there might be a warning about coming to a stop here before a balk is called. Yeah. Or just some motion there. The field umpire talking to Titor Segura with a 2-ball, no strike count.
Get wide, get low, load up.
2 down, a man at second. 2 across for the Mustangs in the 5th inning.
Hands behind the ball.
Fajardo in a hitter's count. The offering. And he takes a strike with the off speed. Down the middle, it's 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike to the senior catcher.
Sit back.
The pitch. He swings and grounds it foul down the third base side. Count now at 2-2. Yeah, a little bit off speed there, just a little bit out in front. 2-2 to Fajardo with Getman at second. The courtesy runner for Mateo Salcedo. On deck is Javi. Segura gets a sign from Weingart. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball down and away. And that will do it here for the Mustangs in the 5th inning. It threw over to first, but I think it was caught on the fly anyway by the catcher Weingart. The Mustangs do score in the inning. They pick up 2 runs. There were 2 hits, 1 error, and a man left. 4 1/2 innings are in the books. The score, Fort Morgan 5, Frederick nothing on B106 and B106.com. 5-0 Fort Morgan here in Frederick. Let's move to the bottom of the 5th inning. Nick Formby, Jonas Sanders, and Ryan Baca, 7, 8, and 9 for the Warriors against right-hander Jacob Ortega, who's really allowed his defense to make plays. A couple of errors behind him, or actually 1 in front of him, but nonetheless, pitch is a strike. Ortega struck out just 1. Formby had a base hit his first time up. Wind and pitch, and the bender bounces in and away. 55 pitches thrown by the junior. He did pitch 1 inning against Roosevelt, so he's not allotted the full 110. I think about 85 at this point. The offering swung on in line towards right field. The second baseman Beltran dives. It's a base hit. On a soft flare, the ball gets away momentarily, but Ortega flags it down, and it's only a base hit. 2 for 2 now.
Here you go, bud.
Is Formby. That'll send up Jonas Sanders, who grounded to the mound. Only 1-2-3, only 1-1-2-3 inning there for Ortega. Short lead at first. The pitch, squaring to bunt, the breaking ball's outside. Frederick trying to chip away, down by 5 in the 5th. 1 ball and no strikes. Short lead at first for Formby. And the pitch runner goes, squaring to bunt, fouls it to the screen. And it's 1-1. So the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Coach Langford going through some defensive instructions, especially on a bunt play. We'll see if the hitter Sanders does it again. Two-step lead at first. Throw back to first, back and diving is Formby. And, they're going to call him safe, even though thought he was off the bag. Nick Norris claims that he was off the bag and that he should have been out, that he never got back. And Jacob Ortega saw the same thing, and Coach Langford's going to have a conversation with a field umpire. So it's 5-0, 1 on. Nobody out in the bottom of the 5th inning. Bank of Colorado is the only bank dedicated to help you make the most of living here. Not just a bank in Colorado, they're Bank of Colorado. Proud supporter of local sports and academics. Conversation continues. And it breaks up. Well, now we're going to have the field umpire and the home plate umpire converse. Well, no, apparently what happened is that he came up. The tag was applied, then he came up off the bag, and the tag was still applied by Norris, and that's why he thought he should be out. And the call's going to stand. Yeah, that's what I think it was. That he had come off the bag, and that Norris kept the tag on him. That's my guess, based on body language. So here we go. 1 ball and 1 strike on the left-handed hitting Jonas Sanders. 5-0 Fort Morgan, bottom of the 5th inning in Frederick. The pitch in the dirt. It skips away from Fajardo up the first base side. And on the wild pitch to second will be Formby. Yeah, that took a massive hop right off the face mask, it looked like, of Connor Fajardo, or close to it. 2-1. Mustangs just need outs here. 9 outs away from winning. And the pitch inside. 3-1. And this is the bottom of the order here. 7, 8, and 9 in this 5th inning. 3 balls and 1 strike. And the offering. And that's not even close, in the dirt. So the first 2 have reached on a soft flare to right and a walk. Second walk issued by Jacob. Ryan Baca reached on an error his first time up. Now you got to play some clean defense. Both teams have 2 errors in the game. How about a little grounder right up the middle for a little double play? Linker turned one by himself in the first inning. Ortega looks back. The pitch. That's taken for a ball, just down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Ortega thought he had part of the zone there.
Keep working.
Off of second is Formby. Sanders at first. And the 1-0. Squares to bunt. Pops it up. Fajardo is going to make the basket catch. And there's 1 down. He made it in foul territory. About 1.5 feet behind where he normally sets up. And there's 1 down. That's a great athletic play there by Connor Fajardo. He went to his knees. That's not easy to spot. That thing didn't have much elevation. Excellent play by the senior catcher. 1 down for Trevor Hazlitt. He's walked and popped out. Left-handed hitter for Frederick. Now the Mustangs can end the threat with a double play. The stretch. And the pitch by Ortega. Swung on line, and that's going to be caught by Linker. Flip to second, and double play! It's a double play on the liner to Linker and the throw to Beltran, doubling up Nick Formby, and the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left, 5 complete. It's the Mustangs 5, the Frederick Warriors nothing on B106 and B106.com. 5-0 Mustangs as we move to the 6th inning in Frederick. The Mustangs will have the 9 1 and 2 hitters, Javi Baquera, J.P. Hamer, and Jacob Ortega. Against a new pitcher for Frederick. That's Levi Gockley. Another right-hander. Close the book on Tyler Segura. The right-hander for Frederick goes 5 innings. And he allows 8 hits 5 runs, 4 earned, struck out 6, walked 1, and hit 2 batters. Here's Javi. Baqueta's been up there on a limited basis this year. And the pitch upstairs. Javi Baqueta hitting 200. Here's the wind and the offering. Swung on. That ball is lined into right center field, but a play there for the center fielder, Hazlitt. He makes the catch. Had some decent carry on that baseball, but there's one down here in the 6th inning. J.P. Hamer struck out twice looking, then tripled on a ball I thought was out of here, but it had lots of topspin and it hit the bottom of the fence. Here's the wind and the pitch. Curveball is a strike right there. Bell tie, it's 0-1 from Levi Gockley. Hamer with an open stance from the right side, the offering. And he swings and drills it deep into left field. Is the ballpark going to hold this one? It will not. It's a home run for Hamer. Hamer with a homer, his 3rd of the season. And the Mustangs lead 6-0 in the 6th inning in Frederick. And his teammates will greet him at home plate, as J.P. Hamer has 2 extra base hits in a row. That'll bring up Jacob Ortega, who's got 2 hits of his own. A double, a single, and a pop-out. Yeah, don't give Hamer something up in the zone, man. He got those hands up, and he was able to drill it.
Let's go.
And the left fielder, Brandon Hornby, was a spectator on that one. Here's Ortega with 1 out in the 6th. And the pitch. Breaking ball swung on and lined towards right center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Ortega is now 3 for 4 as he rounds first. And Jacob having a stellar game at the plate. The Mustangs now have 10 hits. Here's Isaac Linker, who's got a 2-run blast in this game. He's 1 for 3, lined out and popped out in his other plate appearances. Fort Morgan now leads by half a dozen. Short lead at first for Ortega. And the pitch swung on and popped up in the infield. The catcher, Weingart, along the first base line, makes the catch. And that's the way baseball goes. You have 1 at bat, you hit the ball 350 feet. The other at bat, you hit it about 2 feet forward. 2 down. And again, it looked like he was jammed there. Isaac not too happy, but he does have a big dinger in this game. Alex Ortega is 1 for 2, struck out, hit by a pitch, and doubled. The offering. Curveball is high. 2 down, Jacob Ortega at first. 6-0 Fort Morgan. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Weingart lays down the sign in the pitch. Swung on, drilled foul. Up the left side. That evens the count at 1-1. To Alex Ortega, the senior right fielder. Mustangs have scored in 4 of the first 6 innings. Short lead at first for Jacob, and no throw, just a step off the back of the mound. All right, digging back in is Alex. The stretch. And the pitch runner going. And that's taken for a strike. The throw to second, up the second base side. And it's a stolen base standing for Ortega. So that adds to his repertoire of offensive success today. Now he's in scoring position. Alex up there at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Got to watch for that off-speed from the right-hander Gockley. Looking back, and the pitch. Swing and a miss. He pulled the string. Ortega strikes out for the 2nd time in the game. And the Mustangs are retired in the 6th inning, but they get a run on a home run by J.P. Hamer. They had 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. Fort Morgan, 6, Frederick, nothing. 5.5 complete on B106 and B106.com. 6-0 Fort Morgan here in Frederick as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Jacob Ortega continues on the hill. Unofficially 64 pitches in. He has allowed just 3 hits. It'll be 2, 3, and 4. The heart of the order coming up for Frederick. Cole Hoffman, who's 0 for 2. Popped out and grounded out. And the pitch. Fastball, a strike at the knees. No balls and 1 strike. Yeah, I think 85 is going to be the limit for Jacob because he threw on Monday. The pitch up and in. This more than likely will be his last inning of work. Unless he has like a 7 or 8 pitch inning here. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the right-hander fires. Breaking ball is low. 2-1 to the right-handed hitting third baseman Cole Hoffman. Ortega ready, and the pitch. Ooh, up and in. Jacob did walk 1 in the 5th inning. Might be getting tired. 3-1 to Hoffman. Line and pitch. Oh, not even close. Looked like he threw him a breaking ball, but that started off low and stayed even lower. And here comes Josh Langford. Let's see, we have a pitching change here. Second walk issued in as many innings by Ortega, and for the second straight inning, it's a leadoff walk. Or check that, it was a base hit, and then the walk in the 5th inning. Again, he's 69 pitches in as Brandon Hornby will step in for Frederick. Yeah, Jacob has been able to escape any trouble. Now in the 5th inning, Frederick at first and second, then a bunt was popped up and caught by Fajardo behind the plate. And then a line drive that turned into a double play to the shortstop Linker. And doubling up the runner at second. Jacob Ortega will stay in. And Hornby will step in. Hornby singled to left. Or check that, singled to right and then grounded to third. 1 for 2 in the game. And again, 2 double plays have been turned by the Mustangs, and actually Linker almost did both by himself. One was by himself in the first, then he flipped to Beltran in the 5th on that soft liner. The pitch, swing and a miss. He threw it right by the right-handed hitter for Frederick. It's 0-1. One with straight heat there. Short lead off of first for Hoffman, about a step. And the pitch. That is a strike right there on the outer half at the knees. It's 0-2. Looking for that money pitch. Again, Ortega pitches very well to contact. The stretch. And the 0-2 in the dirt, blocked beautifully by Fajardo. That's an all-star play there. A lot of catchers wouldn't make that play. Not only did he have to scoop it, but he had to roll out to his right and stay down. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ortega looks in, short lead at first. And the offering. Swung on and fouled. A pitch up in the zone. It stays at 1-2. The Mustangs have a solo shot from J.P. Hamer, which came an inning ago, or actually earlier this inning. 2-run homer from Isaac Linker, a 2-run single by Mateo Salcido. That's accounted for 5 of the 6 runs. And the 1-2. Swung on and fouled to the screen on a breaking ball that was down and away. And again, Hornby just reached out and made some contact there. More than likely, Salcido's ready to come in and take the mound and close this game out. I think Coach Langford would like him to do that in the 7th and not in this frame. Wants to get Ortega through the 6th. And the pitch. That is outside and throw to first, but back in diving is the base runner. 2-2. Again, big pitches coming up here for Jacob. If he wants to stay on the mound, he'll stay in the game. He'll go to short once he's off that mound. The pitch in the dirt, and it gets by Fajardo. And a second will be Hoffman. He scored a wild pitch. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, this could be it for Jacob if he allows Hornby to reach. Because you got Riley Dufour, left-handed hitter on deck. And the pitch. Swung on and lifted foul. Out of play off to the right. Hornby stays alive. And this will be the 9th pitch of the plate appearance. 6-0 Fort Morgan, leading Frederick at the bottom of the 6th inning. At the belt, the offering. Low. The fastball was below the knees, very close. But that was ball 4, and it's a walk. And here's Dufour, who grounded a short and then grounded a second. Well, Jacob will remain on the mound. 78 pitches in, but he's running out of pitches. The stretch and the offering. That's a strike with a fastball in the outside corner. Now, also got to check how many he actually threw on Monday, so he might still have a full allotment. I got to be clear with that. Yeah, he could still have a full allotment. The pitch swung on. That ball is hit in the air into shallow left center field for a base hit. Hamer fields it, and the bases are loaded. 4th hit there for Frederick. Dufour picks up his first. Yeah, he might have a full allotment. Let me recalculate that in my head. He threw some pitches, but maybe not enough. He still might have the full allotment of 110 here. You throw 110, you need 3 days rest. I think if you throw as many as 35, then you need a day's rest. So I think Jacob is still good to go here. But the bases are loaded. Nobody out for Weingart, who's reached on air and popped out. Mustangs just need out. 6 outs away with a 6-0 lead. The pitch. That's a strike. Down the middle of the fastball, just above the knees. It's 0-1. How about a bouncer back to the mound? Get a 1-2-3. That would be the 3rd double play. The offering, and that bounces in. Nice play by Fajardo on that sharp breaking ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 walks and a base hit for Frederick in the 6th inning. Looking for their first run or runs of the game. Wind and pitch. Swung on and hit in the air. Down the left side. Apple in foul territory. Trying to locate the baseball and dropped the ball. Did not make the catch. It tried to tag. It'll just be strike 2. So just a strike 2 there. Weingart was the hitter, but Hoffman was tagging up there. 1-2 to Weingart.
You're right, Austin. Here we go.
Tried to backhand it near the fence, and it looked like it went in and out of his glove. And the wind and the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, lined up the middle. Second baseman Beltran can't get it. It's a base hit to center field. 1 run is in. Here comes a second run. Throw is cut off. It's a 2-run single for Braden Weingart, and Frederick now trails 6-2. The first 4 have reached for the Warriors here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Righty Dufour goes to second.
Here we go, Jacob. Come on.
And that'll send up Levi Gockley. The stretch and the pitch. That is taken for a strike at the knees. On the inner half, it's 0-1. This is by far Frederick's best inning offensively. The pitch, low, just below the knees. It's 1-1. A single, a walk, and 2 singles. 3 hits in the inning. The pitch, swung on line. Third baseman Apple steps in the bag for 1. Throws to first, double play. 5-3 double play. That's a big, big double play. Turned by Austin Apple, 2 down.
All right, here we go, boys.
Excellent backhanded play along the line by the senior third baseman. Here's the stretch and pitch. That's taken upstairs. Nick Formby has singled twice. 1 ball and no strikes. And the pitch. That is a strike at the belt. Belt level, it's 1-1. Pitch number 90 is coming up for Jacob Ortega. And the offering. Swung on and fisted foul. Out of play off to the right. Ball 1, strike 2. Off of second is Weingart. Looking back in the offering, and that is in the dirt, and taking off for third off the wild pitch is going to be Weingart. Skipped away. I mean, Fajardo's done a really nice job behind the plate. Those are some tough chances. 2-2 here. Can Jacob put away Fornsby? 6-2 Fort Morgan. And the pitch. Breaking ball called, strike 3. And that ends the inning. However, Frederick scores 2 runs. And the Warriors do it on 3 base hits. There was 1 man left, 2 hits, I should say. Let's head to the 7th. The score, Fort Morgan 6, Frederick 2 on B106 and B106.com. Austin Apple, Nick Norris, and Mateo Salcido as we head to the 7th. Fort Morgan 6, Frederick 2 against Levi Gockley, beginning his second inning of work. Apple is grounded out, hit into a fielder's choice, hit by a pitch. He's 0 for 2, and he swings and grounds it foul again up the third base side. No balls and 1 strike. Mustangs must have a minimum of 15 foul balls up that left side. It's amazing. And the offering. Swung on, again grounded foul on the breaking ball. Left side, it's 0-2. Yeah, they've been out in front of a lot of these pitches, but they do have 2 home runs, 1 from Hamer and 1 from Linker. Linker's was a 2-run shot, Hamer with a solo blast. And the 0-2 pitch outside. Not sure what he was going for there, but he slowed down the arm motion. 1-2. Austin Apple awaits the pitch, and he swings and misses down and in, and he strikes out. 1 down in the 7th. Here is Nick Norris. And for Frederick pitching, that is strikeout number 8. Norris has singled and scored, walked and popped to second. Little liner to second, up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. After watching the pitch that he hit off Coy Jorgensen of University on Saturday, he likes those straight fastballs. Swung on and fouled at the plate, took something off it. Count is level at 1-1.
Here we go, Nick.
Nice to have a tall first baseman, too. Real tall first baseman, like they normally have. You don't always get somebody who's 6'3", 6'4". Makes it a lot easier for your infielders. Here's the wind and the 1-1 pitch. And he takes a breaking ball down and away. Ball 2, strike 1. 6-2 Fort Morgan, top of the 7th in Frederick. Looking for their 3rd win in their last 4 games after winning 2 over the weekend in La Junta. The pitch inside and off the glove of the catcher Weingart. Ball 3, strike 1. Mustangs beat Sterling by a run, then trounced La Junta before losing a 2-run game to University. And actually, this will be their 3rd victory in 5 games because they fell to Roosevelt 7-3, excuse me. Here's the wind and the 3-1 offering. Down and away, and Norris walks.
Mateo, here we go.
Mateo Salcido has a single. He's popped out in a 2-run single, giving Fort Morgan a 5-0 lead, and that came back in the 5th inning.
Vámonos, Mateo.
Against this right-hander, Levi Gockley has a lot of the same stuff as the starter. The stretch. Pitch to Salcido. Swing, line, caught by the third baseman, Hoffman, throw to first, and Norris is doubled up. It's a line drive double play to end the 7th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning in 1 minute. Fort Morgan 6, Frederick 2 on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. 6-2 Fort Morgan as we move to the bottom of the 7th. Jonah Sanders, Ryan Baca, and Trevor Hazlitt, 8-9-1 for the Frederick Warriors against right-hander Jacob Ortega, who labored through the 6th inning but allowed just the 2 runs there. The left-handed hitting Sanders is 0 for 1. The pitch adds a strike with a fastball in the outer half at the knees. It's 0-1. Ortega has had just one 1-2-3 inning. The pitch, up and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, he does have the full allotment of 110 pitches. He's 16 shy of that unofficially right now. The pitch, swing and a miss. Had some action on that baby. Ball 1, strike 2. Sanders back in the box. The offering swung on and cued in the air behind the plate and out of play as Fajardo gives chase. I don't know where that ball was hit, but it had some elevation to it and fouled. Had a very strange sound off the bat. Count remains at 1-2. Yeah, Connors had a very busy day behind the plate. Swallowing up those breaking balls in the dirt and making a nice play 2 innings ago on a bunt. Here's the wind and the offering. Swung on and fouled off to the left. Count stays at 1-2. 6-2 Fort Morgan. The Mustangs with a run in the second, 2 in the third, 2 in the fifth, 1 more in the sixth. Frederick countered with 2 in the sixth, but they need a lot more. And the pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball above the letters. 1 down in the seventh. 7 straight strikeout or second straight strikeout. Say that even once, John. For Jacob Ortega, here's Ryan Bacco's 0 for 2. For Ortega, that's his 3rd strikeout of the game. The offering. That's a strike with a fastball down the middle at the knees. It's 0-1. Bacca reached in an air, and then he had that bunt that was caught by Fajardo, and that's taken for a strike. On the outer half, just above knee level, it's 0-2. Ortega just threw pitch number 100. He kicks and fires. Swung on and popped up into foul territory. The catcher Fajardo runs out of room, and it's out of play. Remains at 0-2. Ortega does have 1 complete game. It was a 3-2 win over Vista Peak on J.P. Hamer's homer in the 7th. Here's the wind and pitch. Swung on. That ball is lifted foul down the line on the right side. Norris giving chase, and it's out of play. Remains at 0-2, looking for a fresh baseball. AC Ice proudly supports local high school sports. Crystal clear ice, good for any drink, any time of year. AC Ice at any local grocery or convenience store in Northeast Colorado. Don't forget about Willow Coffee and Bake Shop. Get a delicious treat, breakfast, or lunch option to make the day better. 921 Edison Street in Brush. No balls and 2 strikes. The wind and offering. Swing and a miss. His 3rd consecutive strikeout as Bacca goes down. And that pitch was on the outer half, and Ortega's getting stronger here in the 7th. 2 down for Hazlitt, who's walked, popped out, and lined out. He's 0 for 2. He's going to get his 4th chance at the plate. This is the leadoff hitter in the lineup, and that's a fastball inside. 1 ball and no strikes, and Ortega thought he got the inside corner.
Come on, Jake, you look good.
I think he might have got fooled the umpire because Hazlitt backed off the plate.
Yes, it did.
The offering, and he bounces that one in. 2-0. Ortega ready. And the pitch up and away.
Go down, you're good.
3 balls and no strikes. 2 down in the 7th. Fort Morgan 6, Frederick 2. The pitch. Grooves that in there for a strike. Ball 3, strike 1 to Trevor Hazlitt. The offering, that's low. It's a walk. Here comes Josh Langford. That was pitch number 108 unofficially, but I think that might be it. We'll see. A slow walk to the mound. And Mateo Salcido will take the hill. It's not a save situation. Beltran will come out of the game. Ortega to short and Linker to second. Here with 2 outs. We'll keep it right here because we're in the bottom of the 7th inning with a 6-2 lead. Let's run through Mateo Salcido's numbers. Done very well on the mound this year. Salcido has an ERA of 1.45. This is his 5th appearance already. He's got a save. That came in the 6-5 victory over Sterling on Friday. And he will be called upon here to retire Cole Hoffman, who is 0 for 2 with a fly to right, a grounder to third, and a walk. Salcido only a sophomore. And again, he's been Fort Morgan's really most consistent pitcher, even though he's been coming out of the pen. A different role coming out of the pen as opposed to being a starter. Ortega's already made 3 starts, and this is only game number 9. Well, I guess that makes sense. Number 1, start 3 games and your 9th game of the year, especially for high school baseball. Salcido is ready to go. Runner at first and 2 down in the 7th. Salcido was called upon to retire 2 hitters for Sterling, and he did that on a fly ball and a strikeout of Drew Book. Here's Hoffman for the right side. Off of first is Hazlitt. More than likely, he won't go anywhere unless the Mustangs won't cover. Swung on. That ball is grounded right side. Second baseman Linker flips to second for the out as he tumbled over. Linker literally tumbled to his right, made the play for the force. And the game is over. The Mustangs defeat the Frederick Warriors 6-2. We'll take a 2-minute break and wrap it up after this on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. Mustang post-game show is brought to you by Morgan Community College. They're there to make your dreams become a reality for both traditional and non-traditional students. Check them out at morgancc.edu, Morgan Community College. Mustangs win their first Tri-Valley League game of the season. They defeat Frederick 6-2, 6 runs on 10 hits, 2 errors, 7 left on base. For Frederick, 2 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors, 6 left on base. The winning pitcher was Jacob Ortega. He went 6 2/3 innings. Mateo Salcido closed it out. The loss went to Titor Segura. Time of the game, 1 hour and 49 minutes. Mustangs got on the board in the 2nd inning. Nick Norris would single, reach second, then score on a throwing error by the second baseman Ryan Baca. That made it 1-0. Isaac Linker then drilled a 2-run homer in the 3rd to make it 3-0. Salcido then came through with a 2-run single in the 5th, making it 5-0. J.P. Hamer went deep in the 6th inning. It was a 6-0 lead at that point. Frederick tallied 2 in the 7th. And that was it, as the Mustangs are now 1-3 in league play, 4-5 overall. And Frederick falls to 0-4 in the Tri-Valley. And they are 1-6 on the season. Mustangs did have some nice performances at the plate. Salcido had 2 hits, Hamer with 2. And time for the Mustang Player of the Game, brought to you by Transwest. Transwest believes that customers are number 1. Check out their selection online or just stop by one of their dealerships in Fort Morgan or Sterling today. That's Transwest. And the Player of the Game going the 6 2/3 innings and getting 3 base hits for Fort Morgan, even though he didn't leave the yard, but still 3 hits. Jacob Ortega, the Mustang Player of the Game. Mustangs will do it once again tomorrow when they take on the Frederick Warriors. That game is in Fort Morgan. We'll have it for you starting at 4 o'clock right here on B106 and B106.com. Outstanding job, as always, by our sound engineer and producer. Put in some heavy work this week. Herrick Curtis, I'm John Beltran. The final score from Frederick. The Mustangs 6, the Frederick Warriors 2. You've been listening to Mustang Baseball on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com.